It's the 10th day of August in 2026, the second week in August, and this is just gonna be my outlook, my read on price, my read on DXY to determine how I'm going to navigate trading Euro USD in the coming weeks and coming days. So let's get to it. I'm starting on the 3 months time frame. Yeah, one could say why the 3 months time frame, but I would like to see what is happening on the higher time frames to be able to make a good judgment of what is happening on the lower time frame. So with that being said, we could see that the last break of structure we have here, it's a bearish program. Why do I call it a bearish program? Because we are rejecting highs and closed below a low, right? So that makes it like a bearish program or a bearish structure, whatever you would like to call it. And we could see that we started having a pullback into that range, and we are yet to hit the 50% of this range, and we are considering premium and discount. We could see we are still in discount, and it is not ideal to looking for long-term sells yet. So invariably this could possibly be a pullback within a pullback for a continuation of this pullback. That being said, on the 1 month, we could see that the last break of structure we had was a bullish one, right? And it is also a bullish program because we are rejecting lows, and closing above highs. Rejected this low and closed above this high. So we could say this in itself is a bullish program on the monthly time frame, right? And the last month closed bearish, which we could say is a pullback within this bullish expansion of the 1 month, right? And what we'll be looking out for is a continuation of this bullish move to the upside. Now that we know that on the 3 months time frame we need to get to at least the 50% of that range. So currently we are reacting off of this fair value gap here. This fair value gap on the monthly time frame is where we are currently reacting off of here in August. So because of the bullish intent for the higher time frame, we could say this month could probably close above, like a bullish. We're anticipating a open high low close profile on this monthly candle. With that said, let's see what we have on the weekly time frame. On the weekly time frame, we could see that last week we still closed bearish below this low, which indicates that we could possibly come lower before we go higher, with this old low looking like a target. I don't know if price would also get here, but for the week to be an expansive week, we don't really need to trade deep down into this low, which of course is also a possibility, but we'll just have that in mind that this could be the fuel price would need this low here. Just the same way, the same logic, sweeping lows to close above high. So this could be our low for price to sweep to continue higher. And also we have this area here in a line in terms of continuing lower. This could also be an area for price to give a retracement to continue higher or react off of here to go lower, whichever comes first. That would determine the profile of the week, right? So currently on the daily, if we take this to the side and consider this as a range low, swept the range low, where will be our target? A range high, right? So if we are going to walk off of that logic, it means that we should see price hit this area to come lower before we could head higher. So it's all just like a plan. But whatever price does here, when it gets here, will determine my action on Euro USD. Whenever price gets here, if it gets here, will determine my action also on Euro USD. So from that is pretty much my plan, my game plan. Today, Monday, I might not do anything just to see how we close today. Already we are heading up north with this sweep here, supporting the bullish intent for price to go higher. Yeah, so with that sweep we could possibly see price do this. So I'm not gonna do nothing until we open up in New York and see where price is at, to see if we can get any key levels within this range to trade off of to go higher. I'm not trading DXY directly, but it would give me like a compass on what to do on Euro USD, since it is inversely correlated. So if this is going upwards, we will be seeking sell side liquidity on Euro USD. Now we're moving on to Euro USD. I already have some things marked out, so I wouldn't do the whole top down analysis on Euro USD. I would just continue from what would possibly be an execution in the New York session. So on the daily, actually, let me just see on the weekly, we are reacting off of this rejection block as a key level, right? Which could possibly serve as an area that would, generate some form of reaction to come down, to go up, in alignment with our plan in DXY. So with having that in mind, that we are reacting off of a weekly rejection block, we could see also that we swept a range high. Into that key level. So where would we expect price to go next? See price come lower to that range low. So this could serve as a game plan. Before any execution, we will have to see price support this idea, this trade idea. We'll have to see price support this idea before we take any action. So right now we have this SMT up here with GU, because GU swept the high of the range, but EU has already created its high in the high of Friday's candle. So we possibly would not see price sweep this high and just continue lower. So yeah, if this 5 a.m. candle closes bearish, the 9 a.m. candle during New York session could possibly see a continuation to go lower. So that was what I'll be looking out for. We have this on the, I call it like the trap. Ideally, one would want to be buying this because we took out liquidity and we broke structure, right? Yeah, it's clearly a good reason to buy. But if the higher time frame intention is to go lower, this lower time frame buy pattern or whatever you're gonna call it is definitely going to fail. So this is what I'll be looking out for New York session. If I get a kind of like a retracement into a 1 hour key level in form of a fair value gap or an order block and a lower time frame change instead of delivery to go down, then I'll take a sell and see where we get to with possibly all these targets here from last week and the grand target, which is likely the old weekly low, previous weekly low. Yes, this is this is previous weekly low, 3rd August. So this could possibly be the target if we get an entry to come lower from in an area here. So yeah, so let's see how New York develops. We'll take it from there. Thank you.